happening. So you got to remember before P Diddy is living his life. He knows that he's under investigation because they raided his house. He's traveling from here to there, living his life. Then all of a sudden, one day the feds show up. Boom, we got you. They arrest him. They take him. And this is what happens to him from this point on. Highs and lows, folks. Highs and lows. We're talking about one of the highest highs to the lowest low. Here we go.
Bedford-Stuyvesant. So I'm very familiar because I was a correction officer.
Little background on
And
it.
I wrote the book about correction. Correction Officer's Guide to Understanding Inmates, the 44 Keys to Power, Control, and Respect. So I have the background to answer that question.
So this guy has taught corrections officers how to be corrections officer, literally in the state that P. Diddy is in, New York. And so he knows this inside and out. Now, my little bit of background, my dumb ass got arrested 3 times in my life. Mostly all before the age of 23. Mostly, yeah. And my personal experience with jail is I feel people talk about jail too flippantly. I feel people talk about jail like, oh, they just went to jail for you. You don't understand. Before we go into this, I want to talk a little bit about. You don't understand the embarrassment, the humiliation of going to jail. You are brought in like an animal. You're handcuffed. You're sitting in the back of a car. The cop ain't talking to you. Now, the times that I've been arrested, they were all my fault. They were all stupid ass shit that I did as a drunk, crazy, wild young guy. I'm embarrassed of it. It sucked. I learned. And God, well, the coincidence was every time I was drinking and drunk, I happened to get arrested. Haven't had that happen since I quit drinking. Wonder what the connection is. Anyway, so now it's weird because here in Orlando, because I had some local notoriety, when I went to jail, they were like, Black Bean, and I was taking pictures, and I was still drunk from the night before. It was a mess. And I just remember sleeping or laying on this concrete bench by myself because they put me in a cell by myself for the beginning. And just thinking, what the fuck did I do? I am so stupid. Why did I do this? I just remember thinking that, and I had a little toilet roll as a pillow. I'm never like a little toilet roll. And I just remember had blood on me. And then they go, hey, now it's time to you're going to be admitted in here. They strip you down. You know what? Let's have him talk about it a little bit. And I really do I got to get his name. I got to get this gentleman's name. I can't keep saying him and then not say his name. So I'm going to look up as we proceed here with what is P. Diddy going through right now. Let's see here. Here we go. Boom. Back. See? Back. All right. Here we go. Back. See? This guy's very interesting.
And I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Ocean Hill, Brownsville, and Bedford-Stuyvesant. So I'm very familiar with the area, and I didn't work in the federal correctional system. I worked in the city correctional system. But I know people that worked in the federal or work in the federal system.
His name is Laron Kuntz. Laron.
In terms of what, his experience is going to be like.
So what's it going to be like?
He got arrested last night. So last night, I think that they probably assigned him, a housing area, a cell, a bed. So this morning he had to go to court. So they got him up, got dressed, got on transportation, correction transportation, got on the bus.
Okay, real quick, update. P. Diddy supposedly is on a starvation protest that he's not eating anything, supposedly, number one. Number two, this is crazy. He is in a cell with Sam Bankman-Fried. If you don't know who that is SBF. He was formerly one of the richest people in the world. He ran FTX. It's all done now. It's a big crypto guy, a brokerage. He's going to jail for a long, long time. He basically was stealing people's money and saying that he was going to have this whole Ponzi scheme. These two motherfuckers are together in the same cell. I guess because what you're about to see and hear is with people that are notorious, they have to be separated a little bit. Laurent goes into great detail. Listen to this.
They probably had special transportation for him because he is what we consider notorious, meaning that he has a lot of notoriety. Everybody knows who he is, so he'll be isolated from the other inmates. And so he wouldn't be on the bus with all the other inmates going to court. No, they would have him on a separate transportation detail. They will have.
So he's going from limos, helicopters, private jets, assistance. I want some watermelon kiwi juice. There. They got it. They're there. Are not deliberately not eating. That's what I heard. Yeah. After hearing his parties and what they did in prison, Diddy's going to different kind of party. Different kind of party or not. Notorious. Yeah, no, it's crazy. This is once again, like, guys, if you don't know, the Notorious B.I.G. was Puffy's biggest artist ever. Arguably, I guess. You manifest your own life, man. The things that you talk about, if you're negative, you're going to bring in negative things into your life. If you're positive, you'll bring in positive things. What did P. Diddy talk about? I'm a gangster. I'm the best in business. I'm notorious. What? And now he literally is notorious. Like and share if you are kind of tripped out, but the fact that like his name is Notorious and now he is literally notorious. P. Diddy Combs, that's what we're watching here. What is he up to right now?
Escorts to take him back and forth to court, but he would still have to go through the searches and stuff like that. Jail is very demeaning.
100%. 100%.
Right? Because when you come into the facility, like say Sean Puffy came in last night because they picked him up, they arrested him. He has to go through a search. They have to bring him into the receiving room. They have to make him take all his clothes off. They have to search his clothes, search him, make him run his fingers through his hair, open your mouth, turn around, squat, cough.
Okay, guys. The most demeaning thing that will happen, there's plenty of demeaning things that happen in jail, I'm sure. But for me personally, it's this. When you get brought into jail, okay, and like I said, this happened many, many years ago, and you are brought into jail, and you're getting admitted into the jail. You are standing in line. This is how it was for me, with about 6 or 7 other dudes, like this, naked. Now, mind you, I was standing next to about 4 or 5, 6'2" black dudes, and I was like, "Yeah, can we put our pants on right now because this is embarrassing for many reasons." And then because they don't want you sneaking in paraphernalia, weapons, you stand naked. And now if they shower you, they hose you down, or you get 2 seconds. But then you have to stand there and open up your mouth. Turn. And then guess what? Do one of those. They got to check everywhere. They got to check here. Bah. They got to check here. Now, we know from some of those freak-off parties there's a lot of spreading. But this kind of spreading, P. Diddy ain't happy with. So, Barbara, I saw what you put up there. I'm going to share it here. I hope that whatever Diddy goes through is degrading and embarrassing. It will be. This is his downfall. This is him getting what he deserves. And what does he deserve? He's abused women allegedly for years. Videotape people doing horrible things. Manipulating, stealing, killing. I mean, this is racketeering charges. That's why I'm kind of harping on this, because it is just unbelievable what this guy has been getting away with. But now he's in jail, and that's what Laurent talking about here. He's a corrections officer, and he is telling us what it is like for P. Diddy in jail right now.
All of that. That's, it's traumatic.
It's traumatic. It is traumatic.
And they send you to the housing area, and then you're in a room that you've never been in before, and there's just one bed there for you, and the bed is a twin-size bed. He's probably used to sleeping in king-size beds with all the comforters and pillows and a television set, and he doesn't have that now. He's in a cell, and his cell is no better than any other cell that's in there. So if the cells are run down, his cell is run down too. Put him in a special suite or anything like that.
Okay, so hear that right now. No special suite. None of that bullshit of like, oh, he's going to go to a country club. No, and this will be a case that people will talk about. It's going to be one of the biggest cases of all time. You let people know this dude is in a crummy ass cell. This dude is just like anybody else. Now, because he is notorious and other people want to kill his ass or do anything to him, they have to have him separated. But that's what Laurent is telling us right now, exactly what P. Diddy's going through. And it is humiliating.
Get what everybody else gets. And so this morning, he had breakfast. They woke him up. Usually when an inmate has to go to court, we wake them up around 4 in the morning, 4:30, because they have to be sent to the receiving room. They have to eat first, and then they have to be sent to the receiving room. They have to be searched, and then they have to be cuffed. And
think about that right now. P. Diddy went from waking up in the finest of sheets, beds, hotels, servants around him. If he woke up at 9 o'clock, I want raspberries spread on a whole oat piece of toast from Nigeria and brought to me on the back of a camel. He could have that. I don't know why I just put those things together, but he could have that. His day is waking up. Wake up, boom, boom, 4 in the morning. Getting shaken up. Come on, move through. There's no niceties. There's no like, oh, we're going to, no. And next thing you know, he's in chains. He's probably not eating because he doesn't want to eat the damn bologna sandwich. Humiliation on the 10th degree. James John, wait for Usher and Jay-Z to follow suit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be just a destruction of some of the biggest artists in the world. Because from what allegedly people are saying is that P. Diddy, allegedly, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Mary J. Blige, Usher, all J-Lo, all are connected. Usher for sure, with Justin Bieber bringing him in. Remember, Usher was under P. Diddy, lived with him. Yeah. Mary J. Blige, P. Diddy produced all her album, a lot of her early work. Jay-Z, same way. Rick Ross, same way. There's a reason. I don't think, I'm sorry, but Rick Ross, former fake, now remember, Rick Ross, who, I love his song, Hustlin', don't we all? I've met him before. He's a nice guy. I've taken photographs with him. I've photographed him, whatever. Is now like worth hundreds of millions of dollars, owning a liquor company, owning businesses, and getting away with pretty much lying. Remember, he said he was a drug dealer. He faked his life. Rick Ross faked his life. He was never a drug dealer. There was another Rick Ross, famous drug dealer. Rick Ross was a corrections officer. He was like LaRon and then faked his life saying that he was a drug dealer. To me, for me, I think they're all connected and informants. I think they're all informed. I think P Diddy, Rick Ross, all informants, either A, for the government, for bigger companies, for whatever. But P Diddy, Usher, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, all have the same shit. The liquor company, the record label. It's like they all followed the same plan. It's just dirty. Don't seek the highest levels of anything. In the sense of like, I gotta be the richest, I gotta be the most famous, I gotta have the most money, I gotta have the most women, I gotta have the most the cars. That is a road. That is a road to destruction. Balance. I like nice cars. I like, having money. I like all that stuff. But man, when you just put the blinders on and you're willing to do anything and everything for that shit, you end up where P Diddy is at. Let's go back to LaRon. Tell you a little bit more about what P Diddy is doing in jail.
And taken, to transportation. The cuffs are usually cuffed at the arm with a waist chain on. So being that he's going to be traveling by himself, he's going to be cuffed, and they're going to have a waist chain on him so he can't move his arm too far.
I love it. Is it bad that I'm celebrating, that I'm happy that P. Diddy is now being punished? That he has to walk like this wherever he goes? Like a shuffling penguin? You son of a bitch. What you did to Cassie, what you've done to countless others. Attacking, beating, allegedly murdering. This is going to be sweet justice.
So his the chain's going to be around his waist. Sometimes it's the belt, sometimes it's the chain, and he's going to have leg irons.
Ooh,
So
leg
he's not gonna
irons.
be able to run or anything like that. And then they're going to take him to the court, and then they're going to turn him over to the courts there, and then they're going to take everything off, and they're going to search him again. Most of the time, they will search you again, and then they put you in the cell and wait for the judge to call you up to the courtroom when they're ready for him. So he had to.
So he wakes up. Now, in jail, it's not like you got your alarm clock. No, lights are always on. I don't know if you ever had a kid and you were there with your wife and you have to sleep in that side bed and the lights are always on and they're coming. If you ever stayed at the hospital. Now, I've never stayed like 2 or 3 nights in jail. I had 1 night in jail and it sucked. But it's very similar to being in the hospital in the sense that you never really get good sleep. People are coming in and out. That's what P. Diddy is going through right now. And there's no end in sight, guys. This isn't a situation where like, well, maybe he could get off. No, the levels of the charges that he's facing, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life.
To go through that, he had to sit in court all day. And now that he is not getting bail, he has to go everything in reverse. Now he has to go back to the holding area in the courthouse, wait for transportation to come pick him up, escort him back to the jail, go back through the receiving room of the jail, get strip searched again, and then be taken to his housing area. So he probably...
Think about that, guys. So his whole day before was what car am I going to drive today? What woman am I going to have come over? You know, you had like 7, 8 kids. You know, these a lot of these horrific people, they tend to have a lot of kids because their ego is so inflated and their self-worth is so inflated. They're like, I need to have as many kids as possible because obviously the world needs more of me. Look at the Elon Musk of the world. Look at I mean, it's just time and time again you see super inflated people egos. They're like, well, and P Diddy was one of those. Let's not forget the mother of 3 of his children, Kim Porter, died of a pneumonia at the age of 47 before she was about to release a book. I'm telling you guys, it goes on and on and on and on and on. If you're finding out new things about this you never knew before, leave me a little like. Leave me a little thing. That way I know. The Diddy thing has been going on for decades. Someone higher was protecting him. I agree or not. I think the person that was higher than him, and look, who knows what it could be? Who knows who he was working for? The CIA, another government, local officials. I don't know. But I agree that I think that, like what you're saying or not, that he was being protected. These are all my assumptions and just based on things that I've read or seen or heard. Yeah, I think he got caught up early. Like he had. And he was very willing to say, I'm sure, like, hey, I'm going to be involved with all these people. If you want me to be an informant, then you got to look out for me. Total assumptions with some evidence behind it. But that's what I think we had going on here, folks. Much, much bigger than just freak off parties. We're talking about years of getting information on people. The celebrities, politicians. There's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, is also being investigated. And half of his staff is already being investigated or convicted. And that, like I forgot what it was, but like 6 months ago, this guy is handing the key to the city to Diddy. These are the highs and lows of life, folks. A moment ago, freaking 2 years ago, P. Diddy was still on top of the world, even though he'd done all this bad stuff. A year ago, he's getting the key to the city. And now he's being locked up in that very same city. Something the FBI raid was an effort to remove and destroy the evidence. Yeah, I saw that or not. But then you got to think about, like, whenever, like, I shouldn't say conspiracy theories, because at this point, shit, anything is possible. The world is so fucking crazy that anything is possible. But I always think of logistics. I always think of all the people that need to be involved in order to make it happen. I just think loose lips sink ships. So there's just too many people. And I appreciate you being on today, Arnott, and everybody who's on today. Yeah, Barbara, this is every day from here on out is going to be a hella shitty day for Diddy. Hellish. You know what your freedom is? You know what freedom is? People don't understand. They're walking around the streets. They're walking around with their lives fully healthy, having a little bit of money in their pocket, got some food in the fridge, and they're trapped in their minds. They're upset. And I understand. Some people got some issues or whatever. But if you are free, meaning that you can get up and walk down the street, meaning that you can move your body, that you can say the things that you want to say, well, you're free. When you are locked up or in a hospital bed, or what P. Diddy did to Cassie, which was hold her hostage, allegedly, you are not free. You are free. You are free. Let's keep it going. Enjoying this. Thank you guys for staying on too and enjoying this too with me.
Probably gets to his housing area late, and being that he probably missed chow, they'll have a tray for him, and he'll eat the jail food. Another inmate, and that is his day. That is his life now. You know, they'll put him in a cell. I almost can guarantee he's in a cell by himself. They wouldn't put him in a cell with anybody else because he's notorious.
Notorious.
He's probably in the housing area that is what we call administrative segregation. You know, there's different types of
This is
housing.
interesting.
There's general population, which is GP. They call it general. They call it GP is general population. So if you don't have any type of classifications that will prevent you from being with other inmates, then you'll go into general population. Most inmates, you know,
It's general population. I got to give James John a joke. Jail food still better than Applebee's. Yaga, you got some beef against Applebee's, James John? I happen to like their buffalo tenders. I think they're pretty good. How did he convince this lifestyle? How could he think that any of this was right? Poor actions. You know, Barbara, it's amazing what happens when you surround yourself with yes people. It's amazing what happens, how quickly the brain can rationalize. No, I'm doing this to give her a better music career. I'm doing this because I'm a good husband. Who knows? But you surround yourself with people that go, oh, yeah, no, you're good, Diddy. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. That's how. Sure, no. Still a little bit of more of this, and then we are going to move to birthdays after this. I'm going to jump down a little bit more over here.
last night they probably said, let's just be on the safe side and just put them on a watch sheet.
So he is on a suicide watch, by the way. So he is on a suicide watch, and that says a lot about where he's at. So P Diddy is not enjoying his life right now. Okay? P Diddy is suffering right now, and he hasn't even gotten to the trial yet. It's going to be insane to watch, and we're going to cover it here on Top of the Morning. I hope you enjoyed that. See, because look, this is where I cut the segment, send it on off to YouTube. Booty boo.